live.
We are live. Hi, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of the Nerdy Up North podcast. It's a nerdy podcast hosted by Northern Nerds. I am one of your hosts, Sam.
And I'm the other host, Paul, who's trying to organise stuff after just coming from a game of Phantasmaphobia where the ghosts were scary and I swore a lot. So sorry if you've watched anything and upset anyone there. But yes.
And me and Grant just haven't left this room since last night.
We've been talking sweet nothings to each other.
I've turned through 90 degrees. That's it.
I put my grandma cardi on.
But yes, and thank you for everyone in the chat as well. So I can see that's kicking off already as well. So if anyone in the chat does fancy coming on and making a podcast debut, or have got any questions you want to ask, feel free to fire them at us.
It feels so weird that we don't have like a topic or a
plan.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like it. It's not organised.
No, we are freewheeling it today, so it should be at least interesting. But yes, I don't know if Sam wants to get a disclaimer out already before we start chatting.
Oh gosh, okay. Everything discussed in today's episode is our opinions, and it's our opinions alone. If you want to discuss anything that's brought up from today, please come and join us in the Facebook group, and we can have an open discussion. But what we won't have is anyone coming for us, and that includes anyone who joins us today. We can all agree to disagree in fandom, so let's keep it fun, keep it kind, and keep the toxic behaviour out of nerdism.
Yes, so we do have a few people already waiting in the wings to come on and ask us stuff or talk about shit, so we'll see how that goes first of all. We are joined by Grant, who, like I say, we did have a very good old time talking about B-movies last night, and it was noticed that I didn't mention the Goonies as part of that podcast, and I just want to get out this way. I will never reference the Goonies to any sort of B-movie or degrade the Goonies by saying it in any such a slight. So how dare you even dare bring the Goonies up to retrospute. But yes, so that I did forget, I'll be honest.
We finally did it.
Me and Grant didn't. We were waiting for it. There were so many times you could have brought it up and we were like, no, it wasn't coming up.
not today, Satan. But yes, like I say, with this one, we are basically going balls to the wall and see what happens. So what I'll do, like I say, because I think a few people's been waiting, so I'll bring someone in just to introduce themselves.
Dun, dun, dun!
So we'll add one person in so far, because I don't want to get too overwhelmed at times. So see who's coming. So who's coming in?
Who's joining?
Is it going to work, or is it going to totally make us look like tits here?
Well...
And everything crashes.
Is Graham joining us or not?
Oh, is it Graham? The infamous Graham.
Infamous? Hello? Is this on?
Hi, we can
well,
hear
you're
your
there.
voice.
You're there.
Can you hear me? There we go.
Yes.
Oh my God, have we got a Goodwill?
The Goodwill can't stay away as well. So it's almost like we're getting attacked by the Star Wars. I mean, it's not the Star Wars. Star Trek nerds now. Sorry. I'll bring Martin in later. Martin, I know you're waiting. I'll bring you in a bit, so don't worry. So yes, so Hal Graham making your debut on the Nerdy Up North podcast, but not debut on the channel as well, because we've had your lovely tones and expertise in a few gaming episodes.
My delightful voice, you mean?
Yes.
Hey, my come to bed voice. Look at this! I dressed for the occasion, and not because it's cold. Yay!
I know. I was getting mocked during the Phantasmaphobia game because I put the heating on.
I had the heating on this morning. It's freezing. We live in the northeast. It's cold.
Yes. So, and Goodwill, who has been my companion for most of the morning as well. Hello there. So
hi, Goodwill.
There you go. There's my T-shirt for the day. Double bollocks.
Double bollocks.
Yes.
Both at once.
But yes, I thought I would get Graham on as well, just because I know when we did a podcast episode not too long ago, I got a message off you pretty much pleading to be on, but we already had everything organised and stuff as well. So I kind of...
It was because you did a Trek one. You did a
it.
Trek one. I was like, oh, I want to be on the Trek one.
You could have replaced
me. I have opinions.
You could have replaced me. A mop could have replaced me on that episode because I know nothing.
So do you have anything that we might have missed out about the Trek, or why do you love the Trek?
I don't know. It's really strange because it's like I'm one of those people who basically like don't really enjoy the original series, but I absolutely adore like the middle area, you know, like where you had like Next Gen, you had DS9, you had Voyager, and I'm like, that is like this golden era for me. And it was really weird because I got to DS9 like very late, and then it's probably become my favorite. Like, you know, that weird thing where you have a comfort show, like it's very much in nerddom where you have this comfort fandom where like mates of mine will restart Buffy, or they'll restart sort of like Babylon 5 or something, but those are the only unhinged ones. You know, I found myself being like, over lockdown, I think I watched through DS9 like twice, and considering it's like 7 seasons long.
Wow.
Yeah.
My God.
And I'm watching it now.
I totally get it though. Game of Thrones is like my comfort show, but I get to like season 5 and I'm like, can I do it? Can I finish it?
You know what?
No, I can't.
Do we find that people like I find myself struggling to get into nerddom that people like love because there's so much of it? Like a mate of mine, I've never seen like Stargate, and a mate of mine was like, oh, you'll love it, you have to watch this. But then you look at it and you're like, oh, how many episodes are there? Oh, okay.
I'll just sign my life away now, shall I?
I think people get like that with Supernatural though as well now, because there's 15 seasons and 24 episodes per season, and each episode's 50 minutes to an hour. So it's a hell of a chunk. It's a hell of a chunk to give your life away as well. But my comfort one at the moment is probably Brooklyn Nine-Nine, just because of the humor, the characters, and just basically how kind of entertaining it can be as well. And now I'm getting everyone else popping up to come and join the podcast. Now everyone's
my God,
everyone's feeling brave and feeling like jumping up now. So
I think I watched the American Office about 7 billion times during lockdown.
What about you, Goodwill? And that's going to be a simple one. What is your comfort one? There's so many for you.
Well, I mean, obviously Star Trek is a staple. However, my ultimate comfort is Parks and Recreation. It is so upbeat. It is so. It just cheers me up when I feel really, really low. And it's bright. You've got Ron Swanson, for God's sake.
Yes.
Come on.
And you've
the
got
pyramid of greatness.
Sebastian. Is it Sebastian the horse?
Sebastian, little Sebastian. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful show with Amy Poehler and Chris Pratt. And there's not a mean bone in that show at all. And when you're ever, I mean, obviously, like I said, Star Trek's the comfort. Star Trek will always be the comfort. But it's Parks and Recreation all the way, and then Mystery Science Theater 3000, which I hammered on about in the podcast chat last night.
I noticed. I saw that last night. Goodwill.
Yeah.
What's going on with your hair?
I do apologise.
How blonde have you gone?
Oh, I frosted my tips.
Oh my God!
Oh, daddy!
I went all 90s.
Yes, you did. Did you have the cap and everything?
Well, I've lost a lot of weight, and it's been about 20 years since I've been this weight. So I thought, oh, what was popular 20 years ago?
Blonde tips.
That's it. Blonde
double
tips
denim,
and corn.
Double denim and frosted
God.
tips. I'll be busting out NSYNC moves soon.
Oh, the Canadian tuxedo.
So do blondes have more fun?
No.
Thus we're here.
He is becoming the nerdy up north slut is our Goodwill. So yes, that's the reputation I'm going to start.
Please don't.
Goodwills can be anyone.
I mean, if there's a vacancy.
Fries. But yes, what about you, Grant? What would you say is your comfort show?
We're still in the realms of sci-fi for me, mate. Futurama is probably the one that I just keep going back to and back to and back to. You know, much as we've said about kind of the expanse of certain shows and what have you, and how long they've been going, there's a couple of seasons and there's a good few episodes, especially towards the end, second to last season, where I just kind of went, oh, they're flogging a dead horse a little bit here, but they did manage to pull it round. But what Graham said there before about like expansive kind of universes and not being able to get into them, Star Trek's always been like that for me. Obviously Futurama, sci-fi, I've got my Alien t-shirt on here, all of my favorite authors are sci-fi, but Star Trek as a whole, I've never been able to engage with it up until recently. That Picard series that they did on Prime, there were points where I almost wept. That was absolutely beautiful. And I can't remember the name of the series, but there's one that they've done with one of the lasses from Orange is the New Black in it that I was really enjoying, but I kind of disengaged with it. Yeah. Something about a fancy engine or something like that with the ship. I started enjoying it and then stopped watching it and never got back in. But yeah, sci-fi all the way for me. Futurama, I'll watch over and over and over again until the day I die.
Well, they're supposed to be bringing out new Futurama, though, aren't they? Like, because they've got a bit of a dispute with a guy from it was the voice in Bender or something like that they weren't going to pay.
Joe DiMaggio, isn't it?
That's I think his name.
Didn't he marry Marilyn?
Marilyn DiMaggio.
But like I said, I think then they decided that would be a mistake to try and recast and have a different voice, shall we say? So it kind of changed it up a little bit. But yeah, Futurama is the one I can keep going back. There is another comfort show that I probably do touch on from time to time, but it is go through and hi Adam, welcome.
Hi Adam.
Welcome.
Hello mate.
Adam's got his arms out as well, so that's fine. So a little bit of eye candy for the ladies.
My
of the
God,
podcast.
it's like the bloody gun show in here. My goodness.
That's amazing. Oh, Queen's dead, guns out. I'll say.
Very
Oh, God. Even Grant found that one a bit.
Well, to be fair though, when we were playing Phantasmaphobia, the first ghost we were haunting was called Elizabeth. So,
wow. It's meant to be.
He's got a message for a son, Andrew.
Oh no! So we've got a sideways Martin as well joining now.
Martin, you're round the wrong way.
Yes. The show I was going to mention
Gretel wants to say hi quickly, guys.
Yes.
Hi, Greta. Bye, Greta.
But yes, the show I probably don't go back to as often, but I do like to watch it all the way through every at least once a year or once every year and a bit is Castle. Now we have the ending and stuff. Say it was Nathan Fillion's pet project after Firefly, but as a cop show, it is one of the best I've seen for a long, long time. And the chemistry, even though the two main actors absolutely hate themselves through the show, is just magic to watch. And if you ever watching a stupid, just outlandishly daft cop show, I would always recommend Castle as a big one.
Well, I'm going to make this incredibly girly right now and try and bring a bit of feminique to it. Downton Abbey will always be a comfort for me. And at the moment, I am absolutely smashing through Call the Midwife.
Right.
So I just love them. And I would love for someone else to just agree with us. Just say yes. Yes. Martin, say yes.
Yes, my sister absolutely loves it.
I didn't ask your sister, I was saying you.
And you Bonneville, and Dan Stevens.
Thank you, Martin. I knew you had me back.
Yeah, but Martin,
I've never seen any of it.
Sister from another mister.
Yeah, I've seen more parodies of Downton Abbey than I have actually seen Downton Abbey, and it's that weird thing that when I watch it now, I'm going to be like, "Oh, it's actually sensible." Oh,
that actually didn't happen.
I think Sam was one of these people that actually queued on the first day to go and see it at the cinema as well.
Whoa! Well, the second one I did.
Oh, the new era.
Yeah, of course I did. I sat and bawled my eyes out.
Bless you. But that's an interesting topic as well, because I know, you have joined us now. We haven't planned anything, so is there anything that you guys want to ask us? Or, if you've got any bullshit about the Goonies, I can boot you straight off as well, so that's fine. Because I'm
Just
looking at
won
you,
the
Adam.
poll.
Looking at you, Adam.
What? Not me. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't dare.
Ghostbusters won the poll. Sorry, what poll? I just got a bad cough.
No. Anything you want to? Sorry, Martin. We're getting technical issues with your stream now, so I'm just going to press a button.
You're breaking up, Martin.
What was that? Mute. There we go. Bye, Martin.
Aww.
Right. I think you can unmute yourself. I can't unmute you, unfortunately.
So you can mute people but not unmute them.
Yes, so you can ask them to unmute, but yeah, that's fine.
Oh my gosh.
See, that's what happens when you give Paul power.
You can mute you but not put you back on again.
Like a shit Bruce Almighty, yeah. If Bruce Almighty was made in the Northeast, yeah.
So what did everyone...
the Bruce Alrighty. You what?
So what did everyone think about the poll? Like, you know, the results of the poll was really surprising because obviously there was a lot of matchups that were kind of a bit scary, and obviously you're not happy about Goonies not winning.
Yes.
Oh, obviously.
Just keep rubbing it in there, don't you, to him? Yeah. Just keep twisting that knife in further.
To be fair, why did you have a poll if you weren't ready for Goonies not to win? You know.
Hello, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Hey, Beth.
Simply thought. I thought the group had better taste than it did.
Who did win in the end?
Ghostbusters, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah. To be fair, though, I did rig a few of the ones so that they were up against like impossible tasks. Like, as soon as Back to the Future lost to Empire Strikes Back, that I thought wasn't going to happen. So, like I say,
I thought Back to the Future would have been a finalist, genuinely, because Ted even said himself, yeah.
Oh, well, Ghostbusters won, so.
Can we just take note of the fact that Paul did say there that he tried to rig it a little bit? He went full set blatter with this, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's drawn.
Can we trust them now?
Brazil.
I would be
Does anyone else want to put the graft in to do it?
I would have been surprised if he didn't try and rig it.
I did. Yeah, no, I'll fully admit I wanted the Goonies to win. So
Goonies versus the Goonies. Goonies versus the Goonies. Goonies versus the Goonies, like every round, yeah.
So,
it gives me comfort that it was rigged. Like, it actually was seeing in the Discord, just like going, oh, God, this is going to win. I'm like, you're not allowed to have opinions. You're not allowed to kind of...
But the thing was, like, in no way did I think that Bill and Ted were going to knock out the Goonies. Like, not in a
that was
million
too
years.
Funny. Like, of all the films.
But it was by like 1 or 2 votes each day. It was just keep cropping up, and I was like, "This is not going to fucking change. There's nothing I can do." Like I say, I was even posting saying, "If you vote against the Goonies, I will fucking ban you." And people were just like, "Ha ha ha ha!" I was like, "No, I'm being fucking serious here." But Bill and fucking Ted.
Well, Paul, I still haven't watched the Goonies, mainly because of the way you go on about it.
Oh,
it's a wonderful film.
Well, I'll still not watch it, and I'll go to my grave not watching it.
You'll miss out. You'll miss out.
No, it's a great film, but a tough wank. I'll give it that.
Oh, right. Well, there's me out then.
Especially Sloth, yeah.
Yeah.
Roof,
you got Cyndi Lauper in there, man. It's not that difficult with Cyndi Lauper.
You don't see her though.
You do.
Like,
you do it in the TV when
in the for like a second.
Still,
it doesn't take me long, Sammy.
Well.
To all the wrestlers in the music video as well, like Roddy Piper and Captain Lou Albano and all them.
Yeah, they had to like say the big bucks, but yeah, like I said, because I purposely put Aliens up against Empire Strike Back next, just to see Kev get upset and get wiped out.
Yeah,
that was like I said, purpose. I did everything in my power for Sonic not to fucking win, but that again infuriated us because I'm sure it was just used to wind me up or just to say, fuck Paul off here. It's like, no, Sonic is not a good game. Watch back what we did earlier. That is not fucking fun. I'm telling you.
You weren't playing the game that won, though. People were doing like Sonic 1 and 2. Like, you know, well, isn't 3 the one that's like the amazing one to people?
I'm not sure, but I've just played Sonic 2.
Yeah.
It's just mind-frustrating. I got so angry to the point where I just refused to play it anymore. Actually put the controller down and went, fuck this shit, I'm not playing.
You didn't throw a fucking temper tantrum.
100% I did.
He did on the first Sonic run and forward. That's all you do. Run forward.
No. On this plain one, you got to jump, catch something, time the thing, and flow through the air and shit. Oh, it wasn't just run forward, jump. that would have been easy.
Well, what were you trying to rig it towards then?
Anything but Sonic, but I did think Zelda would have won. That was my money on.
That's a shocker, mind. Like, especially the age group that we have. I would have thought Zelda would have won.
Yeah, but other games as well, like, went by the wayside. Like Batman Arkham Asylum is one of the best games I've ever played in my life.
Same here.
From story wise, control wise, like, so many games after that imitated their combat strategy and stuff from that, and it went out first round. I can't remember who it went out to, but it didn't even make it through the second round.
Yeah.
You went up. The problem you've got, Paul, is you levied excellent games like Batman and Mass Effect against nostalgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Like Pokemon got through to the final. Like, no way in the world did I think Pokemon, like the Game Boy game, would have got anywhere near like the type of games that we were putting them up against.
Oh no,
But it's a classic. It's genuinely, I would have put Pokemon really highly. The same as Final Fantasy VII. Like, even if you take the nostalgia out of it, you're like, that is a fantastic game.
But things as well that used to always through is like Gears of War didn't even make the top 16.
That just broke my heart.
Amazing game.
It's my favorite game of all time.
Like
the second one, sorry. Gears of War 2.
Gears of War 2 is unreal. Like.
Yeah, Gears of War 2 is unreal. Gears of War 3 broke my heart. I'm not going to lie. Broke my heart. And I've not played the fourth one.
Yeah, and like The Last of Us didn't even make the top 16. The Last of Us is, story-wise, the best game I've played probably in my lifetime. Just don't talk about the second.
I haven't played the second.
No, it just upset me too much. But that's why I like having these type of like face-offs and games against people, because you see people's true colours and see people's
You can figure them out and I'll get you.
But to be fair though, like as a way to sum this up, it's the fact of, by having these kind of crazy results, we talk about it more. It engages us more in discussion, where it's like, if Goonies had won, we would have been like, oh, Goonies won. Or if
Goonies
we Fantasy 7 had won, we'd be like, oh, fair cop. But it's the fact of, here we are sort of going, oh wow, I wasn't expecting that.
It opens up the conversation gates, doesn't it? Because you are right. If Goonies had won, the only person who'd have been celebrating is Paul, and the rest of us would be like, okay, rigged. But rigged. Well, he's not helped himself by using the words rigged.
They get 500
it was rigged and they still lost. So
it's Paul Dotson and the fake mustache. Paul Dotson, and he's got a monocle.
Paul goes into politics. Don't trust him. Then he'd be thrown out.
No.
He'd be a shit politician.
I'll be a perfect politician. I'm fucking honest to a T. I could have come on and said, no, it's all fair. It's not fair. Trust me. If someone pisses us off or someone winds us up, I'll go, right, what do they like? Who's going to knock that thing out? What's their favourite? I'll tease them. But it's just like the way they've been going on about the horror movies as well. Like I say, it's like some of the people that the comments has been so entitled as well. It's been like saying, oh, how can you class this as a horror movie? It's like, well, people voted for it in. If a horror movie doesn't have to be scary, it just has to tick the right boxes of being in the right genre. Like people are saying, well, how can you class Hocus Pocus as a horror movie? Well, it's got witches in that talk about eating children. It's got a zombie in. It ticks every the box for the horror. It's just based for a different audience. So why should someone's audience be generated for what the genre of movie it should be in?
Totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting though that obviously with Evil Dead, I would class the first one as horror, and obviously the second one's they become more comedy. The second one and third one become more comedy, but then having the Evil Dead 1, it's probably not as good as 2 and 3, in terms of, I don't know, popular opinion. Yeah. So it's a bit weird because I'd say the first one is the horror one, and then everything else has great horror elements, but it's. It's like a horror comedy kind of thing.
I always class it as campy horror.
Yeah.
It's exactly how it feels.
Actually, is Rocky horror?
Yeah. It can be two different categories. It's about...
It's got it in the title.
It's about aliens from outer space that eat people. And say poor Eddie, when you see the skeleton at the end, and he comes up...
And Rocky is kind of like a Frankenstein's monster as well, in a way,
Oh, Rocky.
They eat people.
Yeah, and he gets
it's
Yeah. When they lift up the table and see.
Well, I know they ate. It was Eddie. That was Eddie.
Yeah, and that.
Yeah, I just thought they were making an example of him. I didn't realize like.
The meat is Eddie.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's it. So they're all sitting there eating them, like Columbia's eating her like former boyfriend, and you're like, oh great.
I knew it was Eddie. I just didn't realize like that's what they did in general. Like, oh my god, I have to like.
Sam can never watch this movie
ever
again.
I don't think there's varying levels of cannibal. I think maybe you have like dedicated cannibal, but you kind of have like. I think eating it once kind of puts you on the ladder. No cannibal talk.
I do not want to be sick.
Well, yes. I know Beth's joined us. She's been very quiet.
Hi, Beth.
How are you? How's your knee?
How are you doing, love?
I'm all right. Just a bit sore at the moment.
Oh, bless you.
Still swollen.
Is there anything you wanted to ask us to join? Like, is there anything you wanted to bring to the Nerdy Up North podcast, other than just your lovely self?
Don't know yet.
All right. So you've not planned this well, have you not?
No.
Who cares, Beth? I'm happy you're here.
Oh, but like, see all these blokes and like two lasses there. Sam was getting a bit ganged up on, but yes.
Won't be the first time.
She said it before I did.
Yeah, I knew Grant was going to say that.
I'm not daft, you know. I know who I'm sitting next to on my like computer. You are right next to us.
Yeah, let's just be careful of Grant because I'm on the podcast. I have to mod the chat as well just in case.
We've not had any porn coming on yet, saying about stuff like that.
Here comes Mega 69.
But yes, so the question is, Sam, are you wearing pants or not yet tonight?
Yes, I am wearing trousers. Yes, I am wearing. It's cold now. It's not like the summer where I couldn't get away with. Like I could get away with not wearing trousers. I am wearing trousers today.
But yes, I think Charlotte pointed out in the chat as well. Just to wind her up, I put Supernatural up to next Star Trek Next Generation, just because you see her reaction. She actually refused to vote.
You monster!
But that's how we roll. And Graham's stripping now, so it's going to be one of them podcasts now. Saying that though, if you watch the Phantasmophobia one we did earlier, where we're walking around trying to get a ghost to give a blow eater a candle, it was getting quite filthy at times as well.
Oh my god!
Joke's on you! I got it 3 times.
Yes.
You were the worst at playing that game. I remember playing that game with you, and you chickened out on everything.
I didn't chicken out. I heroically retreated.
You chickened out. Me and you hid in a van.
I raved in your honour in the last one.
Oh, we did. We had a rave. That's right.
I just raved an hour ago in your honour, and you're coming out here giving me shit. Oh,
Goodwill.
2 days in a row now you've gave me crap. You're on my list, Sammy.
Goodwill, I'm so sorry. Was it There's No Limit?
Talk to the hand, because the wrist is pissed.
Oh my god. My god. Goodwill and his frosted tips are angry at us.
Dang of the tips.
Yeah.
Goodwill, was it No Limit?
Wait.
I don't know. Oh, what the?
Hello, dog.
Oh, hey, doggy.
Beth, you look different somehow.
Yeah. And then the other one.
Oh, the other doggy.
Yes, I've got 2. This was the one that didn't leave my side, but I fell on the floor.
Oh, bless.
He wants to play.
So when you were lying there in pain, the other one just went, let's have fun. The other one looked at
let's just dance all over Beth.
he was just gardening. He wouldn't let anybody near him.
Oh,
bless. Well, Martin, I saw in the Discord you asked a really good question, and I would like you to repeat it. So Paul can hear it.
Movies Are Lives one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it can go to everyone as well. Actually, now as well. I know we've already asked it in the thing. We had like the silly answers like Jack Black and things like that. But if there was a movie made of all your lives, like Nerdy Up North, the movie, who would play you? Genuine answers. Who would you want to play you? Like if you were the casting choice, like you were the executive producer, who would play you?
Simon Pegg.
That's a pretty good one. I like that.
Just fill him out a bit. Give him a few more pies.
Kevin Kennedy's Coronation
You got
Street.
Nick Frost for that.
No, but he's
Kevin Kennedy.
I think I'm a bit smoother than Nick Frost, to be fair.
Kevin Kennedy, is that you, Goodwill?
Yeah, if Curly wants.
Yeah.
Oh, Goodwill, I'm never going to get that out of my head now. Dye your hair, mate.
He was in Sunderland not too long ago, I think.
Was he?
Yeah, he was having a walk about.
Oh,
wow.
Goodwill.
Yeah, he's a theatrical actor now.
Curly
Yeah.
Curly what? I should go, if he's going to go Simon Pegg, I should have really gone Jessica Hines because, Tim and Daisy, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go, I honestly, Thora Birch, because it's the only person I can think who looks like is a little bit.
Yeah, especially in Ghost World.
Oh, I based my whole look of her back in the day. I had the Raptor T-shirt and everything.
She had good tits in what was it? Love Actually. Was it Love?
See, that's
was it Love Actually? Was it
American Beauty?
American Beauty, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one place me and her differ. I don't have any. She has them all.
But yes,
I think it's like Highlander. If you can defeat her in a fight, then you'll gain them.
Oh, right, yeah, that's how
Fight
it
for the
works.
boob.
There can be only two.
I'll fight her.
That's a new hashtag. That's got to be a hashtag in the chat. Yeah.
Sammy's boobs.
Oh my god,
Well,
Sammy's
not
non-existent
Charlotte,
boobs.
Sammy's
That's a
son.
long hashtag. Yeah.
Grant, who would you be if you would get Otis out of the Devil's Rejects?
Oh yeah, Bill Mosley, absolutely.
Well, you two cunts answered on my behalf.
Oh, what are you gonna pick?
I was going to say it's either going to be that, or if you're going to get the younger version of me, then you'd have to cast Kid Rock. Because I used to get a lot of Kid Rock similarities when I was younger, and as I've aged, I've become more Otis.
Mate, that's what you get for wearing a cowboy hat all the time.
You don't. Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Oh no! Hashtag hee haw.
Did you see it up there? Did you, mate?
I did.
Well, that's a new fetish discovered.
Wow, Grant.
You can come onto my OnlyFans later. Private videos.
I think who would you say Donna would be?
Oh God.
Oh good God.
Elvira.
Tracy Lords.
Tracy Lords.
Yes. Great shouts, Tracy Lords. I think Charlotte.
Who said Charles Manson?
Jake.
Was it Jake? Who was that for, himself or Grant?
Grant, I think.
Definitely Grant.
Charlotte,
Considering Charles Manson is dead now, that's also a bit of a double whammy.
Is he though?
Yeah, hearts and minds of us all he lives on.
Yeah. I think Charlotte would be Emma Watson.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think who would
Kev?
Kelly or Kev like a chunky Jason Statham.
He'd hate that. He would, after Meg, he would hate that.
That's why. I'm trying to think as well. Kelly's a scary one to think because it could be so.
Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh,
100%. Yes.
yes.
And Jake.
Jesus.
I was gonna say nerdy Jesus. Jason Mewes.
Jake
before the fake teeth.
Before the fake teeth.
Yeah.
Jake could be Cher because Cher hasn't aged. Jake hasn't aged a day in the 15 years that I've known him.
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody that's or Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren can play Jake.
Because he always had that majestic look about him.
Yeah, he has. I mean, I've known Jake for about 17, 18 years now, and he the only thing that's changed is his beard from school.
Still got that youthful love. I think you've all made Kelly's day as well.
Yeah, you really have. She's gone nuts in the chat.
I don't know if any of you guys, other than like the mainstays in the podcast, know this, but Adam actually wrote the theme tune for the Nerdy Up North podcast. So he is actually
metal.
He gave us actually, so we stopped getting copyright noticing.
Yes, thank you, Adam, for that.
Motherfucking riff master general.
Thank you.
Yes,
and
so
you started your own Twitch as well. If you want to give a shout out as well.
Mm-hmm. No,
Adam, you're doing your own Twitch as well, Adam.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing that. It's when I get the chance to start going. I've got the setup all ready, so everything's ready to go. I just need to pick a night to start doing it.
Just
amazing.
Just go for it. Just like what we did with when we done our first episode. I forgot to press record, so that was interesting.
Yeah, we had to do it all over again and react like we were doing it for the first time and talk about things that we just talked about, a few hours beforehand. That was fun.
Now I'm going to do something like say, because I was expecting people to come on that saying for us, but I'm going to throw it back at you guys now, and it's going to piss you off so much because you'll not be prepared for it. Our first ever episode of the podcast, we did our top 5 favourite movies. So I want basically you guys to give me, not tell us about them, just tell us your top 5 favourite movies. So who wants to go first?
Oh, look at the looks on your faces! Oh, it's not that easy, is it? Oh, my Charlotte!
Yay.
I'll go first.
Charlotte!
Hi.
Hi!
Hello.
Miss your face!
Hi.
Thank you, Charlotte, for giving me more time to think about
Charlotte.
what my top 5 movies are.
So
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Dead air. Come on, let's go.
I'm just going to pick someone now. Goodwill, go
Charlotte!
first.
Goodwill's not. Yeah, go on. Yeah, ladies first.
Go, Charlotte.
Now Charlotte's just joined. I can't pick on her
I
yet.
missed the question.
What about Beth? Go on,
Oh.
ladies first.
Well, Goodwill
Go on
first.
then,
I'll pick on
Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Go on.
All right. Do you want to just in a list? Just,
Yep.
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Great choice.
Star Trek: First Contact.
Hmm.
Yourself. Sick, yeah.
Not the Goonies.
Goonies. What's the Goonies? Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, choice.
Show.
Having a
Ooh,
John
it's
Williams
actually-
love fest, aren't we?
It is a John
Yeah.
Williams love fest.
Yeah.
Bullet,
What?
because
Good
I
shout.
love
The Steve
Steve
McQueen one.
McQueen. I
Yeah.
love Steve
Oh,
Shout.
got yeah. Right, okay.
McQueen. He says, looking at his DVD collection. Princess Bride. I
Ooh,
like Princess-
Classic.
That's
Ooh.
4 or 5?
that's 4.
Really?
Four. Is that 4? Yeah, that's definitely
No.
4.
Raiders.
No, that was 5.
Star
yeah,
Trek.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Empire, Bullet,
Empire,
Fire.
Bullet, and
Princess
Princess
Bride.
Bride.
Yeah.
I don't.
I've just gone onto my notepad of what I used when we first started and found my top 5 list. And there's someone there I wouldn't fucking pick now.
Mine will probably change. But,
Mine will have absolutely. Wow.
so I'm going to go with Martin now because he's been gobby.
Martin writes it on a regular basis on the on the Facebook group.
Goonies. No. Well, number 1, obvious choice. Number 2 is Gremlins. Number 3, Terminator 2. Number 4, Shaun of the Dead. And number 5, I would say it changes between kind of Dumb and Dumber, RoboCop, and The Lion King, but I'm going to go with RoboCop. As
That is
number
such a
5.
different in contrast of your final one, mine. Like RoboCop, Lion King, and what was the other one? Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
It's such a different like I can understand if they're like around the same kind of like genre, but then nothing like each other.
Well, the thing is, though, it's interesting because I know Martin said Terminator 2. I'm one of those few people that I do love Terminator 2, but I prefer the first one. I think the first one is a better movie. It's grittier, it's more violent, and like I say, I think the story-wise holds up a little bit better. But again, that's why these things are interesting because people have different opinions and different things. But no, good 5. And we're getting another person joining us. So it's growing
Oh
even
my
more.
God, who let her in? Hey, gorgeous.
Hello.
Hello.
Just call me Fatty.
Hello, Prego.
Everyone's getting so small now and everyone's spreading out across my screen. I've still got Grant next to us though.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So we'll saying that though, we'll go Grant. Grant's top 5 now.
This is a difficult one for me. Sunset Boulevard is definitely number 1.
I knew that was
without a
going to
shadow of a doubt. True Romance, most definitely. Hellraiser, definitely. The other 2 that I would put in the top 5 completely change with my mood. So based on my mood from today, probably Natural Born Killers and Clash of the Titans. original Clash of the Titans, Harryhausen, 1979, 1980 Clash of the Titans.
Cool. My wife would agree with you. A True Romance. She absolutely adores that movie. It's her favourite movie of all time. So it's a good shout. So we've had no stinkers so far. So well done, guys. See if we can keep it up there, Graham.
No pressure.
No pressure. Oh, do you want mine?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you know this, but I had to run downstairs.
It wasn't a hard-on joke, don't worry.
I had to run downstairs and look at my DVD collection.
You did not!
Just some movies, because I totally mentally blanked them. Yeah. Okay, so in no particular order, okay, I have John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness.
Oh.
I watched that a lot. Like me and one of my best mates, Ian, like that's our, like, why do we watch this like twice a year? Kind of, it's like a tradition now because it's so good, and it's like underappreciated because John Carpenter has so many good films.
Yeah.
Then we've got also John Carpenter, Halloween, but I can't decide between 2 or 3 because I like 3 mixing it up. Because
3 was great.
3 was a good one.
Wait,
but, yeah.
A lot of kids die in it, so technically, bit of spoilers. But
it has one of the
if I'm
most
going to sell it to
songs.
someone, that's how I do it. It should be on the back of the box. It should be like,
Who do the kids
along
die,
with Phantom Menace, just like a lot of kids. No, not Phantom Menace.
No.
Revenge of the Sith?
The Sith, yeah, when it kills the younglings.
The younglings.
Yeah, a lot of the younglings die in this. Okay. Then we've got Silence the Lambs.
Oh my God. Who is this person? He likes Halloween 3 and Silence of the Lambs.
It's really bad, but Silence the Lambs is like a comfort movie for me.
It's one
I'm just
of
like,
mine too, and I hate
relax.
cannibals.
Let's watch it. Okay, but to mix it up a bit, okay, then I've got To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, which is...
What man.
Seriously,
Yes.
It was crazy because some of my drag mates in Newcastle, they were doing like before the pandemic, they were doing like a movie night, and they were basically they play a movie and everyone would pay and they get to watch it together and stuff. And then one of the movies was To Wong Fu, and like 2 of the drag queens presenting it hadn't seen it, and we were like, what?
Dude, how have we not
Get
met
back in the
before?
womb, start again.
How have we not met before? I used to go to them. I was talking about it last night on the podcast.
Yeah. We've talked about. I think we've talked about Priscilla before on the podcast, but we've not.
To Wong Fu, thanks for the memories, Julie Newmar, is like, it is my, like, if I need to feel happy in life, that is like the film I go to.
Yeah, it's so good because the thing is, obviously, Priscilla is a very good movie, but it's so depressing. It's so melancholy, and it's so kind of like, things are kind of crap. Whereas To Wong Fu has a much happier vibe where it's about people expecting to be persecuted, but then actually they kind of go, people are kind of a bit cool about things, which I think is great. However, the last one, which is a very feel-good movie, in my opinion, is the BBC footage of Margaret Thatcher's funeral.
Yes,
which obviously I put that on YouTube every time I'm wanting to feel better about my life, really.
Was that an easier wank than the Goonies, Graham?
Yeah. I can't remember the director of it, but I think it was someone famous.
From the BBC.
God.
Yeah. So that's my top 5.
Holy shit!
That's better than Grant. That is, I mean, even
Grant, you've been outdone. I got a genuine bad stomach now.
Oh my God.
To be fair, if that was posted in the group, I would have
my
to
head
remove it.
there.
So,
Brilliant.
I'm making the editor work.
Playing Margaret Thatcher.
Oh, good God, that was hilarious.
Oh God, I've got a wing. A wing.
Oh dear me. So yes.
Feel sorry for you.
So who's going to follow that then?
Yeah.
Adam.
Look, well, I haven't got anything as funny as that, but
I'm not expecting it. Just to move on nice and sidely towards that.
Yeah.
We'll have a normal list for this one. So for number 5, I'm going to have Blade, like the first one.
Oh yes, it's in my top 10. Yeah.
Number 4, Predator.
Oh yes.
Number 3, From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Terminator, the first one. Paul, you're right. It is a better film.
Thank you.
And number 1, RoboCop.
Yes.
Shut a man's dick off.
You'll fly, Bobby.
Yes.
The Robocop is so good. The cynicism, like the commercial cynicism in it, is just golden. It's so clever.
It's very like we were talking about last night when we were talking about Starship Troopers. It's along the same time. I know it's the same director, but having like the adverts and stuff in it was brilliantly done. But RoboCop was very ahead of its time.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, it's basically the world we live in now, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
You can also get the figure from RoboCop of the guy that got shot in the dick as well. It is available.
And Antonowski's toxic waste scene is still horrific to this day. Yeah,
I'd never seen that because obviously I'd never seen the uncut version because every time they showed it on television when I was a kid, they cut the horribleness of that out. And then the other day I watched it on like Netflix because you know how stuff that was horrible when we were kids is now like, fair enough, it's a 15 now. Yeah, and then seeing that and I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Definitely. No, good shout. So we move to the lovely Beth.
Finally got them. Good Will Hunting.
Right.
I love that film.
Written by Kevin Smith,
Final
allegedly.
Destination.
Sorry, Beth?
Final Destination.
Wow.
Good show.
Jurassic Park.
Yes.
That's
mine.
The first X-Men film.
All right. Normally people go X-Men 2, but
Yeah.
I couldn't choose between them two, but I went with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't put, and obviously the Harry Potter series, I can't choose from them.
All of them.
Just all of them. Shove them all in there.
Count as one.
Certainly. So
if I knew I could do that, I'd have just put Lord of the Rings in there. And...
That's a difficult one, though. Can you pick a single Lord of the Rings to be the best one?
Yes.
I'd assume people would
Two
pick
Towers.
Fellowship.
Towers, yeah.
Two
Really?
Towers. Yeah.
Two Towers is the one which I struggle on. Two Towers is like every time we do a big run of it, I'm like, okay, we're going to have to get through the Two Towers, but it is good.
The Battle of Helm's Deep is like the most amazing thing ever cinematically. It's brilliant.
Two Towers was the first and only movie I saw at the cinema that I fell asleep.
Can we mute him?
No, he's talking sense.
I'm joking. Me and my sister have never had a proper fight until we came back from watching the Two Towers and she berated it and me and her got into fisticuffs and I feel sick to this day, and it was years ago that we had a physical altercation over the Two Towers. Over Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God.
Honestly, ask her about it.
That is true nerddom, though. That is true nerddom.
Yeah.
I would smack you about if you try to get us to watch it, to be fair.
Hey, there's an idea. Sammy and
So
Michaela.
you like
the
the
Goonies.
Goonies then?
What, Sammy and Michaela what?
Sammy and Michaela reviewing Two Towers for an episode. Imagine the views on that one.
Me and her just arguing.
Just keep feeding Michaela the wine.
And just keep me stone cold sober and see the fucking fumes fly.
Say Sammy said,
Is that going to be episode 99 before the 100th
You would have to
episode?
be in the same room, obviously.
Oh, I'd be Charlotte. I'd be arrested. I'd be full on arrested. Honestly, that night still gives me nightmares because I've never had a fight. We've never had an altercation or anything like that. And that night still gives me nightmares. I hated it, and it was the Two Towers' fault.
God.
Show the library ghost, Sammy.
Charlotte, give us your top 5, then, lovely lady.
You know how long it takes us to pick these.
Well,
she needs a book. She needs a note.
You shouldn't have jumped on.
I know. The Hate You Give.
Yeah.
Because it's one of my favorite books. It's one of my favorite films. It's brilliant. Everyone should watch it. Batteries Not Included.
Oh,
yeah. One of my favorite films as a kid. I think it was apart from that Alien that we'll not mention, it was one of the first films that made us cry.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Batteries Not Included?
Never seen it.
Oh, Beth, have you not been on this? Watch this podcast before? I've not seen anything.
Oh, Sammy, you'd cry. Although that doesn't say much, but you would cry.
I'd cry at everything. Anthony bought it on DVD for us to watch. I still haven't watched it.
Oh, it's so good. Batteries Not Included. Hercules, I think, for Disney.
Hercules.
Okay.
because the soundtrack's
favorite.
brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Coraline, because Neil Gaiman.
God. God. God.
You got no arguments here, Kelly.
Probably for horror, probably Final Destination, because it's just daft fun.
Oh, it's great.
I watched them all the other week as well. It's just...
Hold on, are we going with a specific Final Destination or the whole series? Are we Harry Pottering this?
We'll Harry Potter it.
First one, man.
Oh my god, that's a bold
We'll
one.
miss out the Final Destination because that one was just ridiculous.
I like how it brought it full circle.
And the other ones weren't.
I like how it brought it
Like
full
out there.
circle. But the first one was a stone cold classic, though. Like say, I still get
absolutely
like say, like when I even going on an airplane now, you still get that like premonition. You're like, oh shit, starting to get the feeling.
Or if you're driving behind a truck with like poles on the back, you know, like with like
yes,
oh, the lorries, yeah.
Yes.
And Stifler as well, losing his head literally.
Yeah.
There's a fifth one. Technically, the first one.
Thought about Stifler, Stifler's mom. Actually, if we're getting on that, how's your mum, Sam?
She's out in Durham today, by the way.
Oh, bless her.
She won't be watching.
Have you sent into MILF Watch?
Oh, Sam's mum is a
when doesn't it?
My mum actually listened to the Sandman one because one, she's a big fan of Sandman, and two, to listen to how many times her name was mentioned. She fucking loved it.
It was a hashtag at one point as well.
Yes, and she loves that.
Tammy's mom has got it going.
Honestly, I don't get angry at it because if they say you go into your mother, I'll be happy with that. Like, because she is she's 60 next year.
To be fair,
and she's stone cold beautiful.
You're a Bonnie family. Like, see, you're not bad looking at.
You're a Bonnie.
The charm.
Your sister's not bad looking at as well, so he's all good.
Oh, for fuck's sake, we've got a Bonnie family.
They're a nice family, Sammy. Oh,
He's
nice.
something now.
Oh, good God, the compliments. I love it. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah,
There's
a reason you start the podcast. It's like to lead them all in.
Oh my God.
But yes, so down to the lovely Kelly, who
Kelly.
Who always
Go on, Kelly.
Have you got your neck curtain with you yet?
Kelly ain't dancing with a neck curtain for a while.
When my child is born, he will be wrapped in a net curtain.
Kelly, if you don't do that,
I shall name him Doily.
It will be in Moses' basket. Yeah, it'll be that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay. Right, so top 5. Well, at the moment, I've been watching a lot of films because, you know, I'm off work. I'm not very well at the minute, so I'm just like, right, movies. And I don't know whether it's because I'm hormonal, but I've been watching a lot of films that, like, I liked, but now I love. So, first one is Only You with Robert Downey Jr. and Marissa Tomei.
Oh,
the one
wow,
set in, it was filmed in Italy, that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I really want to go
love
to that island, yeah.
I've never heard of
Robert
it.
Downey Jr. in that.
How many killings are there?
Killings?
I don't think there's no death in this one.
How many killings?
Yeah.
How many killings? Right, crazy. So I've watched that quite recently and loved it. I went round my friends the other day and we watched Dirty Dancing, which I fucking love.
Kelly, what has happened to you? Like, where is my horror queen?
I'm telling you, this baby is the undoing of me.
What has it done?
Right. Undoing me.
It's going to come out the womb knowing all the words from Dirty Dancing. I mean, it's like...
Well, there's
Is
a
he going
little
to come out doing like
like
that Patrick Swayze slide as he jumps off the stage?
Where's it?
Baby in the womb.
Right, I need a. There's an Easter egg in there, right? But my friend doesn't believe me, and I can't find it online anywhere. But I swear to fucking God, Ricky fucking Martin is in Dirty Dancing. You see him fucking standing along the back with the Dirty Dancers, you know.
Actually, do you know what that is? That might not be too far from the truth because Ricky Martin was in a boy band at a very young age, so that might not be too. He was in. He was in. What was it? What's the? You know, in Fanboys.
He'll be like 10.
Was he a big 10-year-old?
He was a what was the band called in Fanboys? The song that they sing at the bar when they have to strip.
What's wrong with Merudo?
Something like that. Well, that's Ricky Martin's band.
Right.
But I swear to God, don't even watch the whole film. Just watch the end when they're doing that daft song on the fucking stage, the end of the end, right? And
I'm gonna Google this.
I'm Googling it now.
The proper, like, gingham, like, kind of plaid shirt. And I said to me, mate, that's fucking Ricky Martin. She went, no, it's fucking not. And I swear to God, we nearly came to blows.
Dude, that's not Ricky Martin.
That's fucking Ricky Martin.
It's not Ricky Martin.
It's fucking Ricky Martin.
It's not.
It Ricky Martin.
Now it's not.
Ricky Martin.
It
Is
might
this the
not be
Mandela effect?
Remember when, like, Ricky Martin went into the future, so he was older.
What year was he
went into
born,
the past, so he was older
was it
to
not-
be in Dirty Dancing for Kelly's amusement.
Oh my goodness.
Although, to segue, Ricky Martin was offered a role in the Dirty Dancing sequel.
Who?
Somebody's just fucking Googled the same thing I have.
That's what my mate said. She went, "You're going mad because he's got to be in number 2." And I was like, "Fuck number 2." I went, he was standing back in his shirt. Anyway,
so there's Dirty Dancing.
As the full Kelly rant goes away, we'll move on to Kelly's third pick.
Sorry. You knew this was going to happen with me. You knew. Right. So, number 3, we'll try and get it back to proper Kelly now. And number 3, Freddy Krueger 3.
There she is.
Which is number 3? Is it Dream Warriors?
I'm not talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about it, but I'm just saying number 3 is Freddy. Number 3. Number 4, I would go with The Craft. Fucking love The Craft. You cannot not talk about The Craft. It's got my homegirl
that movie
Nancy
sold a lot
in
of
there.
candles.
Yeah.
Love it. And last but not least, keeping it in key, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Get the fucking
it's fucking. I know the first 2 might have let me down, but that's hormones.
Oh, wow, the second one's brilliant. I love the second one, and I just adore the first one. I've been watching it so much over like the last couple of months. Like, I'm not lying, it's like taking over the Omen for us. Love it. My girl.
Can we just say how bad the remake was that was on Netflix, by the way?
My God.
Terrible.
So
There's a second. They're making a second one of that.
They thought that was good. They thought because the numbers
thought it
that
was
they
good
bought
enough
it
for
thought
a
it was
second one.
I know. I remember the Saturday night I watched it, and I think I spent most of the time in the chat going, what is happening?
We did warn you.
I still watched it.
We did warn you.
Yes. We had Donna appear for a second and disappear.
For like a second, and then she's gone.
She's on that couch, man.
Just
I think
saw her and just went, nah.
Big back door for me.
Did she come in as soon as we started mentioning the Netflix Texas Chainsaw Massacre and just be like, no, fuck
sign
this.
out.
Just to let you know, I know I sent a message out to people this morning, like part of the podcast team and stuff. The greatest movie that probably is never going to be made is, made now, is available to watch by illegal streaming. The Monsters is available. You can download it right now.
Why?
Don't know if I want to.
We're reviewing it.
We are.
I think it's this case though where I have no expectations whatsoever. Like it sounds horrible, but I got to this point with Rob Zombie films because I loved his music like when I was growing up, but I'm not quite sure about his movie career. But it's basically like I'm not expecting anything from this movie, so I'm thinking I'm probably going to enjoy it. You know.
He heard you talking about B movies last night and was like, "Yeah, we'll drop it."
No, I was loaded up 40 this morning, and it popped up saying this is available to watch. I was going, all right, is it just like a schnarly copy? But I played it through, just didn't watch it, just to skip to see if it was actually the full movie, and it is online. And there was one bit where there was I watched Sherry Moon like having a date with like Nosferatu, and I was like, oh my.
Nosferatu.
I can't pronounce it. Sorry.
Nosferatu. Is that the Nosferatu of Wish?
That's his cousin.
That's
The flatulence issue, yeah.
But, yeah, it was interesting to say at least, shall we say?
And we are definitely reviewing this.
So we'll have to. We've done Orgasmo, so it's
I was going to say.
Yeah, that's right. We have reached that low point, so.
The only way is
your
up.
brains at the door.
Exactly.
This is where Grant's going to kick off again now. Sorry, Grant.
No, where are you when I need you, man?
She took one look at the group and went, nah,
bring your phone and let's have these bastards, all right?
I liked Orgasmo.
What was that? Who left? Who likes it?
Oh,
here she comes.
Charger to save the day.
Come to fight the true fight. But like I said, I thought I'd upset Sammy a little bit as well. So
no,
sweet Jesus!
Man. Don't Paul, leave them. Look at them. You could display that brilliantly like that.
It's only Goza. It's fine. Shut up.
Oh,
but you've got all the other ones as well.
Look at Charlotte. You were all for the whole Jar Jar Binks shit, and now you're like, no, let's not do that.
I know, but it's Jar Jar.
If we're on the process of
take
things
that
that
back.
wind people up.
No, Grant.
No.
Oh, Charlotte.
No. That's worse than unboxing.
Oh, we've got a Donna. She heard us slagging off.
Oh, we've got a Donna and a Tucky.
Do I have sound?
Yes.
We have sound. Hey, Donna. Hey, Beep.
Hi, babe.
We have a majestic Daddy Jesus.
What? Daddy Jesus? Did you just say that?
Daddy Jesus.
Daddy Jesus.
All right. That's what I hope for at Christmas.
Nerdy Jesus.
Yeah.
His sack.
All you got to do is just put your
Nice.
straighteners under the Christmas tree and I'm busy.
Don't
Hello.
say that word yet.
What straighteners?
No, you're the word.
Do you straighten your hair?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
Heat protection spray.
The illusion is like
Through
completely
conditioner.
shattered now. I generally thought your hair just felt like that.
Nah, that's impossible.
man. Come on.
Style tips.
I think
When I had really long hair, it was naturally straight, unlike the rest of me. So it was.
Wow.
I'm in there working hard. I don't just work. This doesn't just get put together overnight.
So with
Maybe
Donna,
he's born with it.
Donna and Jake joining us now. So Donna, your top 5 movies?
I thought I was going to get to avoid that.
No,
Can
no.
I just
We just finished. Donna, you are looking spectacular.
God, yes.
On the OnlyFans, on the was it the
Casting couch.
Casting couch.
That's it now.
We answered way too quickly there.
I can reel off 5 movies. Top 5 movies of all time. Street Fighter the movie, number 5. Number 4, Mortal Kombat. Number 3, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Number 2, Mario Brothers movie. Number 1, Pokemon, the first movie.
This is why I
that's
love Jake on here. He just tells us how it is.
Speak with your heart. That's what I always say about top 5s. I have some questions from the Discord. Reprobate, shall we call them? I called them
miscreants.
I called them wonderful folks at first, but then when the questions started rolling in,
Opinion changed. Well, do you want Donna to do our top 5 first?
oh yeah,
Doesn't
go
feel
for it.
left out.
Not
I
avoiding
thought you
it.
wanted to be left out.
Yeah, with purposeful avoidance.
Oh,
Yeah, and
sorry.
I covered for that, because I know what insecurity feels like.
Oh, I'm so
Still do
sorry.
I'll still do it. My top one, everybody knows, is The Lost Boys. So I think Blade would be in the top 5.
Yep.
Gremlins. I'll probably put The Greatest Showman in there. Don't cringe at that. And Spirited Away, I'll put a Studio Ghibli in there.
Cool.
Awesome.
So a good mixture there. So we'll have got like I say quite a big mixture of crap fantastic to brilliant movies as well. I know when me and Sam originally done ours, I know Sam said hers probably changed a little bit now. So before we do get into the questions, I'm going to put Sam on the spot and say name your top 5 now.
Okay. Ghostbusters.
Cool.
Obviously. The Exorcist. Obviously.
Yes.
Steel Magnolias.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely fucking adore that film.
Oh.
Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can do this, because obviously rules change, I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings.
I don't like these rules changes.
It's only on this occasion, Paul. We won't follow that trend going forward.
Hey, you said anything goes.
It makes us feel uncomfortable.
And the only thing I changed, because I do have my original top 5 from the first episode that we did, was Endgame. I had Endgame in there, and I just feel like there is. I just feel like there's bigger and better. I still love it, and it probably would be my top 10. But if we could, I didn't know we could put franchises in there, so I'm going with Lord of the Rings.
To be fair, that means our only overlaps are like Blade and Jurassic Park, which I wasn't expecting really.
No,
Jurassic
Blade
Park
is a great film.
It is.
Have you done your top 5, Paul?
Goonies.
Back
to the Future.
Goonies.
Back to the Goonies. Jurassic Goonies.
Ghostbusters.
Revenge.
Tell you what though, Martin. Sorry, Adam. If you're giving this shit, watch the film before saying it.
I want to watch Back to the Goonies now.
I couldn't find Back to the Goonies.
Goonies, Back to the Future, Halloween the original.
Crow.
The Crow normally is in there, but it's dropped out, I would say. So Jaws, but probably now, because it always differentiates either through The Crow or Empire, but I would say High Fidelity, John Cusack. Jack Black.
Yeah, I love that film.
Because we're doing top 5, so...
I think that was
what just happened, Donna? I just saw a white shape vanish behind your head.
I just put a poster up and one of the squares.
I have to say, I got very drunk last night and I watched The Crow for the first time in about a decade, because you know when you just know it's a good movie and you don't need to rewatch it again because you can't. Well. Yeah. And I forgot how good it was. Like the perfect soundtrack, like the perfect casting. It's like, what a movie. I should have put that on mine, but yeah, you got Thatcher's funeral. Sorry.
Ernie Hudson does not get enough credit in that. Like Ernie Hudson is forgotten in that, and he's brilliant in The Crow.
Also, it said Tony Todd was in it. Who the fuck does Tony Todd play?
He's the bad guy. You know, the main bad guy. It's like his right hand man.
Oh, who has the sniper rifle? We're like, it's amazing how like a pair of glasses change things. I was like, what?
Clark Kent.
You didn't get to hear him because when you tell it's Tony Todd, is just going, be my victim. You know?
Wow.
That's funny because did you see Tony Todd's recent video on Twitter? He's the voice of Venom in Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
The next video game is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. And Charlotte, is your dog okay?
She's fine. She's fine. I've moved the camera because I realised all you could see was that rather lovely displayed crotch. So
she looks
fast asleep.
She actually looks like she's smiling.
No, she's fast asleep snoring. She does move occasionally.
Man,
there. She does move occasionally.
My dog to get off us. So she's not looking. She's looking at me and thinking, wow.
So Jake, do you want to fire the questions at us then?
Yeah, do you want some terrible questions? Well, actually, mine's all right. Who would win in a fight, the Goonies crew or the Ewoks?
Ewoks.
Ewoks are more resourcul, maybe.
Goonies
never evil, them twats.
Goonies
I mean an even number, not the entire planet. So like 10 Ewoks, 10 Goonie cast members.
It depends if Sloth is classed as a Goonie at the end. So yes, he would be belting them little fuckers about. So
yeah, he'd be booting them with a legs.
They'll use the log, knock him over.
No, I changed that. Goonies will win because I just want to see Sloth booting Ewoks in the face.
Yeah, and there's Data with his like resourcefulness. Like, I mean, it's like a trap battle, really, isn't it?
Yeah, because they've got like stone catapult as well.
Okay, who would win in a fight between the Goonies and Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone?
Kevin.
Depends. Does Kevin McAllister have prep time?
Yeah.
He's always prepared.
Because the Goonies are always like on the win, but like the amount of stuff that Corey filmed and fit in his mouth, he could fit an Ewok in his mouth during that movie as well.
I beg your pardon.
Let's not talk
I said what I said, Goodwill.
Well.
But yes.
Question the second. Would you rather legs for arms as well as legs, or arms for legs as well as arms? So, like, we're talking like all your four limbs are the same here, legs or arms.
I mean, it's been well established. It's been well established that this group is full of foot fetishes from the last stream.
I'm gonna have to say legs, aren't I?
You want to keep your hashtag going, Charlotte?
Pull the hashtag. I think I'd go arms because like hands are much more useful.
Yeah. You can multitask so much.
I've never tried having a wank with my feet, so I'll probably say
You're missing out, mate.
I'm gonna go feet because then I'm gonna do legs because then I could be some kind of terrifying man spider.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Cyno's the man spider.
From Burn Toast Man. That was my favorite thing. Man spider and bastard man. Now I'm going to break some laws.
Right.
Any more questions?
Would you rather never wear any clothes on your top half or your bottom half?
Oh, like a Winnie the Pooh, or like say.
Oh my god! Top.
Don't know. I'm not really a fan of cold balls, so probably the bottom half.
I'd rock the ass out. Look, I think
that's really unfair to men because men rock out with their top out all the time. So
no, we don't.
I'm more for it. Women, please.
Especially in Pennywell.
No, I'm gonna have the thick thighs out. Me like put my best butt forward.
Straightening your
best butt forward.
Yes. All my puns are intentional.
All right. Sorry.
Do dresses count? Because if dresses count, then bottoms.
Like, do we have to? Is it like completely full frontal?
You'll have to ask Fred90 in Discord for follow-ups.
Be more specific.
Yeah, where does the divide end and begin? Is it legs? Is it foof? Is it top? Where is it?
I need to know.
Just follow your heart. So
it's like I've made a mistake. Moving on.
Some big creep on the Discord asks how many towels does it take to clear up your average tea spill? Tea towels, that is.
What the fuck?
How many tea towels would it take to clean up an average tea spill?
Depends on the size of the mug. Yeah.
Who the fuck's spilling tea?
I know. What did you mean? Did you mean a cup?
I don't know. I just wanted to be involved.
If it's a Sports Direct mug, though,
I was trying to think of something that was relevant to my life.
You got it, buddy.
No, it's that thing. I have it where, like, I found the tea towels are fucking useless. Like, it's this weird thing where when you've got, like...
They're not very absorbent, are they?
Yeah, you're just like, what are these for, exactly? Like, it's not a towel. It's not like...
I can't believe we've gone from nudity to tea towels.
These are
That's how we roll in the nerdy up north.
Tea towels is like British porn.
That's true.
Where I
how many tea towels did Jimmy Savile go through?
Moving on.
Why did he have to get brought up?
Well, then.
No, he used to pull down. Don't tell your mum. A bounty.
Where I used to work, the manager was obsessed with selling tea towels. Like,
I thought you were going to say Jimmy Savile.
I've repressed that memory.
Tea towels with Jimmy Savile on.
And he would just the till fronts were just thousands upon thousands of different tea towels, to the point where someone came into work with a T-shirt that said, "I have done a tea towel run," because it was like a badge of honor when you were asked to restock these tea towels, because he was medically obsessed with tea towels. Like the first, whenever we got a delivery, it was always the tea towels.
I mean, we always say that everything and anything is nerdy, so power to him.
Actually, that's a good segue to bring us on to our next question. So Joe Border did ask a weird question about having sex with your dad, but I'm going to leave that one off.
Great.
You haven't met my dad. I'm not answering that.
People can ponder at their own time if you join the Discord. But he said, keeping it family friendly, which nerdy fandom would you happily erase from existence?
The Goonies.
Goonies.
No, don't say Lord of the Rings just out of spite.
No, it's still... No, actually, sorry, I'll change my mind. I'll be honest, probably it's Doctor Who. It is the most boring.
Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't care less about Doctor Who.
I'd like
Oh, that's so hard because I do like Matt Smith's Doctor Who. Like that's my favorite.
Erased.
I feel bad because like Doctor Who is like there's so many people that fucking love it. You know, when you just want to take it on board and be like, look, there has to be something great about it because so many people love it.
Yeah.
But every time I try, I'm just like, this is
so-
awful.
It doesn't make any sense.
I feel that Doctor Who is more popular with Americans than it is British, and I think they love it because they go, "This is what the British like," and we're like,
I think
No.
Tell you what, though, I'd say I've tried watching Doctor Who so many times, but the best thing about Doctor Who was Torchwood. That show.
Yeah.
Oh,
was absolutely
Torchwood is brilliant.
Oh,
Well, if you were raised Doctor Who, you were raised Torchwood, so you're going to take.
No. We're just erasing the fandom, not the show. Like the people.
Okay. Then the
we're just
fandom,
killing
that's
everyone. Okay,
different
fair
then.
enough.
Oh yeah, just like your least favorite fandom. So mine is a toss up.
Can I just say
I think
Americans?
I think mine's a pretty much like a Venn diagram circle, but the Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts fans away with you.
Get in the bin.
Yep.
But the problem is, I find that I only really love like 3 Final Fantasy games, and then the rest of them I'm like meh. So it's like
Yeah, okay, you can be spared.
Can we like just narrow down like a part of the fandom because Star Wars, Star Wars
Away with you.
gatekeeping fan like that side, like they can get right in the bin.
Those Star Trek fans as well. They're a bunch of bellends. They can get one as well.
I think they're called Americans, guys. That's the type of people
We don't have any Yanks in the Discord.
Paul.
Like we don't have Americans.
No, Paul. The main demographic of the group is American, didn't you know, Paul?
You know,
I mean, Big Gabe.
it's a Genesis, Paul, not a Mega Drive.
Yeah.
I love it when people tell us how to run my own group. Yeah.
I'm going to throw one out there. I'm going to throw one out there. I'm going to say Harry Potter fans.
Maybe
of which I fully admittedly am one.
Yeah.
There are certain sides to Harry Potter fans which is just
nasty.
Just plain nasty.
Yeah.
Same with Trekkies and Star Wars fans. There's that niche.
Absolutely, yeah.
So vile.
Do you not think there's like in any part of any part of a fandom there is some dickheads apart from Lord of the Rings? They are just absolutely perfect. There's not one
going on right now with Lord of the Rings.
One word of gatekeeping that goes on in the Lord of the Rings community.
I've
Just
got one
saying.
as well.
Donna wants to say something.
My Little Pony.
So basically, every pervert in the world.
You're a dick, Donna.
It's gonna wipe them out in one fell swoop.
You knew what you were doing.
I'd like to unsee.
Yeah.
If you watch back to any previous podcast, Sammy wasn't friendly with her pet ponies earlier when she was younger. No,
She was very friendly. Some would say too much.
Overly friendly.
And Donna had to bring it all back up again and resurface it.
Yes.
It's a good job. I love you.
So moving on to the next question to keep it a bit more friendly.
Oh yeah, I like this one. If you had an action figure of yourself, what would your accessory item be? Like what would you come with? Mine would.
This is a good one.
Well, mine would be a wrestling table because that's just awesome.
I am the table.
And the Wario hat, Jake. You've got to have the Wario hat. Like
Possibly.
Yeah, you have to have the table.
I can see Jake with Ash's cap from Pokemon.
Okay, I could rock that.
Charlotte, yours would be a book.
Yeah,
like any
just
book.
a blank.
Just a blank.
So a notepad then, Sammy.
It would be a blank book, so you could write your own story.
There you go.
Donna's would be a dildo.
Yeah, Donna's would definitely be a dildo.
Tins for a dildo bat, yeah.
With options of where you can put it on a body.
Mine would just be naproxen.
You pull the drawstring and it's like I am in constant pain.
Pull it, it's like, oh, my back.
Mine's probably a bit sad. Like mine would probably be a cat.
Mine would a cat.
Crochet hook.
Crochet hook.
Yes.
Jesus, Kelly.
I'm surprised she hasn't shown a Goodwill for not wearing his crown.
Oh no, I would have me Jar
was
Jar,
this
but
morning.
me Jar Jar, like
Oh yeah, put like sad Jar Jar.
little sad Jar Jar would be my accessory. My Jar Jar bust can come with us too.
That's pretty
fair,
better
Sad
actually.
Jar Jar sounds
So
like
does
a
that
sex-
mean? So does that mean Paul would be a box cutter?
No,
Yeah.
Paul's would be the only one in a box, so you would have to unbox it.
We're getting meta here. As an action figure ever came with a small action figure as an accessory.
Within a small action figure.
Oh my god, yes.
I did get Scarlet, not Scarlet Witch. What's she called? Black Widow, and she came with a little Ant-Man.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh,
Oh.
How cute.
Yes. So.
Any more?
Any more?
Roller
Just
duct
got
tape.
the last one here.
Grant's roller duct tape, yes.
If there was a podcast, bloody blah nerdy up north Royal Rumble, who would win?
Me.
Me. Hands down.
My
me.
money's on Adam.
Yeah.
Kind of ruffle.
Kev.
yeah.
Fuck Kev, fuck Kev.
I'd be at the
I think
side
Adam would
handing
slam
people
Kev.
chairs.
I'd slam everyone. Like,
I think it'd come down to Kevin Adam at like the final like 2 in the ring.
I think you would say that, but then I think me and Sinois would crawl out from under the ring, sneakily do the betrayal at the end.
Yeah, that's it.
And the pair of them
It'd be
go
like
over.
road
But
dog.
okay, so
expecting betrayal.
Tell you what though, I would not fuck with Donna.
I reckon Charlotte would win.
Donna's just
I was
gonna
going to
bring
say
it
I
on.
would not fuck with Charlotte.
To bring out the cookies and the cupcakes and the trifle, and everyone would be like, "Fuck that! I'm going to go eat this food." And,
Yeah, exactly. Then Charlotte's victorious.
It's not all about brawn.
It's about baking too.
So,
I'll have some questions if there's no questions left.
all right then.
Oh, go on.
Right. So, if you were to take part in a game show, which one would it be?
Takeshi's
Pointless.
Castle.
Nightmare.
Finders keepers.
Bruce's price is right. Bruce's price is right.
House.
Fun house.
Catchphrase.
Jim will fix
It's
it.
a knockout.
Listen, Jim will fix it.
Seconding Jim will fix it.
Charlie
Only the
Donegan.
one store. Only
Can
the
you
one store,
fix it
Adam.
for me to
Yeah,
milk
I
a
know.
horse blindfolded?
Sorry, the start.
If we're being serious though, probably it's Nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
nasty. You played that today actually on the
Yeah.
stream, didn't
Yeah.
you?
That's right, dude.
You're in a room.
Does anyone remember that awful like YouTube version they did of it where they
Yeah,
tried
we
to bring it
Ashen.
back?
Yeah.
And I was just
Stuart
like,
Ashen, yeah.
oh, this is tragic.
Not
They did, it was
good.
a whole week of them, yeah. They did like a whole week of like all the kids' TV shows they brought back. They even brought Pat Shirt back with the twins that are about like 40 years old now. With some hair.
I was going to say I'll do Funhouse now just to have a roll about with the twins. So, yeah.
I'll have to Google
I
what
thought
Pat
you were
Sharp
going to say
looks
like
like
Pat
now.
Sharp.
actually.
Yeah, me too. I was going to go Pat Sharp.
Yeah,
Him and that hair.
he hasn't got the mullet anymore, guys. Sorry.
Oh, I've got a couple more live questions
Semi-ruined.
dropping in the Discord. Fresh, hot off the presses. Sunbon's here with, if you're in a horror film and guaranteed to die, how would you choose to die?
Ooh.
Oh.
Suffocated with car wax.
That is like your ideal,
Running
isn't
out in a
it?
prop
Oh
in
yeah,
Goodwill.
I'd die with a smile on my
Hey,
face.
Goodwill. Power wash accident.
Oh, watch
Way
up
to
the
go.
anus.
No, not that nozzle. It's too powerful. No.
To be fair, I've always wanted to die in, you know, when you get in movies where there's a bomb and the counter's going down, and then like the villain just looks at the screen and they're like, "Oh no!" Or, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
you know, and then it just cuts off. That's how I want to go. I want to go in one of those like cut off sentence explosions.
Who have we lost?
Beth's gone.
Oh, right.
Just to change that
Aw.
question to a little bit different, sorry, just because I think it'd be quite interesting. What is your favourite death in a horror movie? So we'll go for each of them. So
Oh.
God.
give you a little time to think. Mine would be, again, I think it's hilarious every time, just how funny. Paris Hilton in House of Wax getting.
I was just going to say that one. That
I
was my
watched it the
one
other
as well.
day.
That was mine as well, Paul.
Yeah, that one was always like
That-
say up there.
That death makes that film brilliant. And the peanut butter bed.
Yes.
Well, that will be the death of me because I'm deathly allergic to peanuts.
Oh, going an anaesthetic sock. Jake,
No, I'm not even joking. I've got EpiPens and everything.
oh, bless you. Jake, what about you?
Okay, so for my character death thrown out of like a skyscraper window, like Die Hard style. I gotta have that camera shot where it's like
no Gruber.
But favorite horror death, it's probably the Nightmare on Elm Street blood bed.
Johnny Depp.
The blood fountain.
I always wonder, with that weird anime thing where in China they think it's okay to turn blood from red to white or something, and it makes everything ultimately worse. Can you imagine Nightmare on Elm Street?
Oh man,
just Johnny Depp hitting puberty at that moment.
I think they did that in Scary Movie.
I think they did actually.
They did actually, yeah. I think they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just thought of mine. Can I go next before I forget it again?
Go for it.
Some death-wise, I probably just want to go out just full on Jason, just whoosh, you're done, right? Because I'm a chicken shit and I'm scared. But favorite death in a movie is Sleepaway Camp, and it is the curling tongue scene. If anyone has seen that, it is fucking brutal.
I don't think I need to see it to know.
Brilliant. Yes. Do you know what I mean, Charlotte? It's like a complete silhouette, and all you see is the curling tongues come out. It's just like, and what are you going to do with those?
Oh God.
Watch Sleepaway Camp because it's brilliant.
That film is brilliant, though. The end, my God.
It's one of my favorite slashes. It's on YouTube. Honestly, it is phenomenal. It is brilliant.
There's the secret word for the podcast. Phenomenal.
All I've seen for Sleepaway Camp is someone in drag doing the aunt from the beginning of it, and I'm so confused that I'm like, I have to watch this.
It's so good. The aunt is very batshit crazy, and she's like, I've got a piece of ribbon around my finger because if I forget anything, I pull the ribbon in. Oh, Angela, there you are. She's just fantastic. She's absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant.
What about you, Grant?
As far as like me, I'm stuck with my favorite death because there's one that when we say favorite here, those that haven't watched the podcast before, when I talk about a favorite, I'm talking about the scene and the way that it's filmed, not like me sitting there excited going, oh, I'm fucking loving this, especially with this death. The scene where Gage gets run over by the lorry in the original Pet Cemetery. I think it's an absolute, a brutally impactful scene done so minimally. I can't really think of a death that's got more of a punch to it. As far as out and out gore is concerned, the original sleeping bag from Friday the 13th.
Right, very cool.
That's how I want to. That's how I'd want to go. Let's give it the most glorious Jason death. Just pick us up and smack us off a fucking tree.
Martin, what about you?
Grant's is definitely up there with the sleeping bag. Also, I think one of Suck Face from Nightmare 5 with Sheila in the classroom. That's one of my favourites when he just sucks all the life out of her. The one in is it the Final Destination where she has the laser eye surgery and she just slips on the teddy bear eye? Yeah.
No, I don't do eyes.
Yeah. So I think all-time favourite is still Jason X with the frozen, when she freezes her face and just smashes it.
God, I'm only asking one and he's giving us 15.
This is not a top 5, Martin.
Graham, what about you?
But yeah.
I've already done mine. I already talked earlier. That's my favourite movie death is Margaret Thatcher. It's
so moving on.
It's also my easiest wank as well.
I had a sloth.
Callbacks.
Charlotte?
Save us.
I've said mine. No, hang on. No, I haven't.
No.
I'm trying to think of. I'd probably be killed by another member of the cast that isn't the killer. To be fair,
the member of the member of the group that mutinies, that classic character. Yeah.
As far as favorite death goes, I can't remember which Freddy film it is, but the puppet one.
3 Dream Warriors.
Yeah, 3, the third one, the puppet one. That's brilliant, that one. Yeah.
Oh, that and Prime Time Bitch is great.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Good Willie's looking in deep in thought?
I'm not really.
DVD collection.
I'm not. What, on the ceiling?
It's the crown. You're just looking very regal.
Yeah. I'm not really much of a horror buff, but my favourite death would be from Hot Fuzz, with the journalist gets these church steep.
Yeah.
In his noggin.
Yeah.
Hi. And yes. Brilliant. There's been a horrible accident. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Adam, what's his face? What was his name? Adam. From Adam and Joe Show.
Yeah.
What about you, Donna?
To die. Can I be suffocated by Rhea Ripley for that?
Nice choice.
Another vote here for that one.
Or Xenia on a top.
A couple of favourite scenes for that. I actually really like the beginning scene on Ghost Ship. But I'm also going to mention the car door scene on the new Halloween.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome.
What about Kelly?
Right. If I was to die, I think I would be accidentally pushed into a wool making machine.
Accidentally?
Come out as well, and then someone would crochet me into a doll.
Right. Coraline, eat your heart out.
Oh, yes.
Terrifyingly specific.
Well, you know,
it's like you've really put a lot of thought into this.
Really actually thought about this. Stay away from wool machines, Kelly.
A loom, is that called?
Oh my god, is it a loom?
An unfortunate loom accident.
I said Kelly scarf.
And what your favourite death there, Kelly?
Favourite death? It's already been mentioned. Welcome to Primetime, bitch. Fucking love that. He threw a TV.
Well, Kelly, you keep your thoughts to yourself on that one, and you can go full balls to the wall when we do our Freddy episode.
Cannot fucking wait.
Yes,
Bethany?
Huh?
Beth,
how you dying, Bethany?
How you dying?
My name's not Bethany.
Sorry.
Yeah, favourite horror movie death.
Beth Death.
From Final Destination, it's the two girls in the scumbag.
No.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Kentucky Fried Ladies.
I really like the second Final Destination where the kid at the dentist, where you think like he's going to choke and that, and then a pane of glass falls on him and just flattens him.
No, that's too nightmare fuel. I don't like that one.
Oh, Jake, what's yours?
I don't mind. I want to be thrown out of a giant skyscraper window.
That's how you want to die. What's your favourite horror
The
death?
bloodbed. You haven't been listening.
Yes. I was not listening to a word you were saying then.
Reading the chat with you.
I just blanked out, mate.
Can we turn this on its head and ask what's the death that made you feel the most uncomfortable? Because my one is probably from Dream Warriors, like Freddy 3. And it's the cockroach, you know, where she, like, the girl turns into a cockroach. And
like bodybuilding, and she
yeah. That always freaked me out, and I can't pick out why that really messed with my head as a kid, kind of thing. But it sticks
but that
with me.
exoskeleton comes out of her body. And
it's like it's got like a limb cracking and stuff, and I'm like, oh no, not having this. Like,
if that's the case in the Event Horizon,
oh yes,
God, yes,
yeah, the skin.
That just looks like a party.
I like your
Avenger.
Yeah, like say it's the Saw movie where like he's hacking into his own angle always made me feel like even though like say it is like it's a genius movie and such a clever way of doing it, but like say how graphic it was. But we all know my views on like say I think seeing less is more sometimes is scarier. But I have to admit the Saw movie was always done well. Did you have any more questions you want to ask there, Donna?
Is there a movie that you've never got through because you keep falling asleep every time you try and watch it?
Apollo 13. Never seen it. Always fall asleep during it.
Yeah, fell asleep through Ed Wood 3 times now.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably upset a few people here. Probably The Godfather.
Same.
I get it. It's really long.
Yeah.
I love it though. I do love it, but it is very long. You've got to be committed.
I prefer
The Deer Hunter.
No, you didn't. No, that's a whole different argument.
Yes.
Okay, that was such timing.
Love the crawl then,
Did anyone hear that?
Yeah. Where did I come from? I was like, what?
Which one of you brought a crow?
Rain all the time.
Maybe there's loads of them congregating in my back garden, I think.
There's one last one from the Discord here from Joe Border. If you could bring back any cancelled show for a one-time only feature-length special to wrap things up, what are you picking?
And it can't be Firefly. It can't be Firefly.
Easy.
The king has spoken.
Yep. Martin's nailed it. My name is Earl. I want to see him how he's finished that list.
Scientology.
Finished it.
There is actually Raising Arizona. There's a little Easter egg where on the telly in the background, because it was made by the same people. It's
Raising Hope.
Oh, Raising Earl.
Raising Hope,
Yeah.
is it? It says a little thing saying
Raising Up, yeah.
local man won lottery and has been doing wonderful things and finishes his list. It's like a news article, so it's kind of like a little backward thing.
Ah.
It was never actually in the actual show, but it would have been nice to see because it was a great show. Like I know it went on, like lost its way a little bit, but it could have been easy finished and brought back, done well. Yes.
I'm gonna say, like, just rewrite Game of Thrones from season 5 onwards.
No, they said one episode. One episode.
Well,
you'd have been doing the exact same thing as what the writers did.
Do a last feature-length episode to wrap everything up.
Exactly, just one. Like, and if
It's
it
like
has
17
to go,
hours long.
if it has to go 17 hours, then it goes 17 hours. But at least I get a decent finish.
Yeah, true.
Oh, Lee in the chat's got a good one. The Following. I don't know if anyone watched that.
Oh, The Following was brilliant.
Oh, was that the cult one?
Yes.
Yeah, that was so
With
good.
Justin Theroux.
Yes.
No, it was Kevin Bacon. Was it Justin Theroux? It was Kevin Bacon and
him who played. He was in like Rome and stuff like that.
I thought it was Justin
he
Theroux.
he was the king in The Knight's Tale as well. Oh, he was in Altered Carbon.
Oh, I know who you mean.
British guy.
Yeah.
I can never remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I would have said Heroes. I think another season of that would have been good.
But they tried though.
We did get another season though, and it didn't work.
Yeah, they tried.
Another season of that.
Yeah, very good point though, Don. Well, very good point. Yeah,
I would go with, and Kev's probably going to agree with me, Alcatraz.
Yeah, Kev would be all over that.
Just a 2-hour special to wrap that one up. It would have been perfect.
That was good.
Santa Clarita Diet as well.
Santa Clarita Diet, absolutely.
Yes.
Santa Clarita Diet.
Definitely. That was good.
I'd go Castle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Because Castle Rock was brilliant, and it ended. The second season was absolutely amazing, and it just ended, and it's so annoying. And Sammy, you still need to watch it because you will love it. You really will.
It's annoying.
Yeah. It's got
how it ended is, but it's so
every single
good.
element of Stephen King in there. But
it's so good.
That's right. We talked
Lizzie
about it before.
Kaplan, honestly, Lizzie. I know I've said it before, but Lizzie Kaplan as like young Annie Wilkes in season 2 is unbelievable.
As soon as I get my list finished, because I've got that 2 weeks away at my parents has really put a slow down on things. So as soon as I've got all my list watched, I will come back to you on it.
The only thing I would say put an extra episode in just so we can get a better ending than we got. Lost.
Yeah.
Just
Do we not like the ending? I didn't watch it, but I heard the ending wasn't too bad.
It's basically it's like all are in purgatory. That was the bullshit ending.
I guessed it after the first episode. I watched the first episode and I went, no, it's basically they're all dead and they're not really there.
Oh.
Dallas Station.
What about The Sopranos? What about your feelings on The Sopranos?
That ended.
Can't end that any better than you got.
No, that was
yeah. I thought it was a genius end.
One of the best.
Well, to be fair, that did get a film to end it in the recent prequel, didn't it? Where it kind of rounded it off a little bit as well.
It gives you his story, how he got the start and stuff like that. But like The Sopranos, I know it had filler episodes and stuff like that. Getting controversial, it is up there with the great shows, but one of the best endings to any TV shows, just because it leaves you that wonder, that opening.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we've had discussions about Angel as well. A lot of people don't like the way Angel ended, but I thought Angel ended.
I like that.
With you not knowing if they continue and fighting or if they survived, rather than the crap ending we got with Buffy.
I've got a
hated
question then.
Buffy's ending was fucking shit. Fucking shit.
Just tell it how it is, Kelly.
Yeah, but like Joss Whedon's like comic series just immediately was like, oh, now Xander's with Buffy because I'm Xander is my stand-in character. He's with Buffy now.
But didn't they like jump all over the comic like straight away? Like, yes, it's ending, but don't worry, kids, we have a comic book series coming straight out afterwards, so we can correct all the mess from
Joss
the TV
Whedon
show.
the same with Angel as well.
Fiction.
Did the same with Angel, picked up straight away.
Yeah.
Isn't that just like a bit of a slap in the face for like the whole production of that show, though? The don't worry, kids, we have a comic book out that'll save the day.
Yeah, the only thing that I enjoyed about the last season of Buffy is give us Felicity Day, introduced us to her, and Nathan Fillion's character was the most sinister bad guy in all of Buffy.
What's his name? Caleb.
Caleb,
I really liked the last season of Buffy, and I liked the ending of Buffy. I think it rounded it out, but it was a series that didn't need to end, so it felt very much like they were ending it, and you're like, but this could continue. But I felt the ending was. It's decent enough. I've seen it enough. But speaking of disappointing endings, though, my one would be Star Trek Voyager. Because that does have a 2-episode ending, but it doesn't feel like an ending, like not compared to the other Treks. It feels very much like, really? So it just kind of, they're back at Earth, and then what happens after that? We don't know.
That could have done, that could have done with 2 more episodes.
Yeah. I would have happily loved.
Yeah,
like I would have happily loved a sort of like self-indulgent, like where are they now? And I know you get it in like stuff where you go, the Doctor's doing this and things like that. Like, does Harry Kim get a promotion? Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the answer's no, but
so many TV shows miss that part out. Like, I like an epilogue. Everyone likes an epilogue, I think, but everyone just like cuts it off, and it's like, nah, just let me see them being happy and having a conversation. I don't need like drama up till the last second.
Yeah, I like there's certain parts like the Avengers movies that I just love them just talking. Just mundane talking, like there's something just so satisfying about that. So I agree.
There's I mean, you see it in certain shows where like there's an ending for one, and then obviously if there's a spin-off or something later on, they're like, then this happened, and then they did this, and it's like, just we want to see it. We don't want to hear about it. We're just like, because going back to what Graves just said about Star Trek in the last series of Picard, they were like, Admiral Janeway did this, blah blah blah. Right, but fucking show us. Don't just say they do it in Marvel. They've done it. Just show us that. Give us some payoff after watching this for 7 years, and heroes and stuff like that. It's all the same thing. Just fucking give us that satisfaction.
And
not funny, Kelly. I'm dead serious about
once
that.
The actors have aged up as well, you miss your chance. Like they miss the boat so much because like they just leave it for like 10 years.
But that's the problem I have. Where I really. I was really looking forward to like more DS9 or like sort of having more DS9 elements appearing in Picard, like seeing what happens to the Cisco and stuff. But then fucking Odo's dead now, and you're just like, that's very inconvenient.
Spoilers. Joking.
No, not the character, the actor.
I'm joking. He's joking. I don't watch it.
But it's just this idea, and I'm just like, that inconsiderate bastard, dying before we got a Picard bit.
It's like it's going back to like Parks and Recreation. Like when they wrapped up Parks and Rec, they were like they showed it Leslie Knope going through like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and stuff like that. And it's like, but I don't want that. I want them to like stop it and then possibly bring it back later on because I just want comfort stuff and I want them to just do it all the time.
But then again, though, the amount of alternative like futures that Ab Fab got.
Multiverse.
Multiverse. Brad's favorite word. Multiverse.
Yes,
I'm
right.
So
just to round
I've got a question.
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say I've got a question on the back of that one. So we all know there's a few shows out there that have overstayed their welcome. What show do you think went on too long?
I was going to say that.
I knew you was going to say that. What show do you think went on too long, and where would you have ended it?
Supernatural season 10.
Season 6.
And Dexter at season 4.
Dexter season 4, absolutely.
Scrubs went off for too
Family
long.
Guy.
Yeah, Family Guy.
I'm still watching Family Guy.
No one's mentioned The Simpsons yet.
The Simpsons.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
I think that's just like a permanent thing now. Like just like
10.
the universe is never going to let that go.
But the thing is, if
So
you watch,
I think we just accept it.
If you watch The Simpsons now, I watched last year's Treehouse of Horror, and the quality was so poor. I was just like,
10 Simpsons at 10 and Futurama at 4.
Yeah. South Park probably.
Never South Park.
And that at like
Keep going.
3
No.
or
South
something.
Park got better as it went
It
on.
did.
It was
South
just
Park
like
did.
watching the earlier episodes. You're like, these aren't as good as like season like 16 or
Well,
something.
Matt and
You're
Trey
like,
were
whatever.
saying recently, they wish they could have raised the first season because they hate it now.
It's just a lot of fart jokes and like this is what's going to make kids laugh and so then
South
they
Park
got
like
good.
peaked around 10, and then I think like after that it's just been
It was-
like trying
Yeah,
to
it's
capture
too much
it.
Randy. Too much Randy Marsh.
I
They
love
did
Randy.
apologise
I
for.
think
No
I
such
think
thing as too much
Archer
Randy
should-
Marsh,
Randy's
man.
the OG.
Parent
I think
and goals.
Archer should have ended last season when
Yes.
Mallory left.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're only up to season 13 now, but it doesn't quite feel the same. It's like the last episode of season 12 of Archer was perfect.
But
That's how it should have ended.
they were going to end it, and then they were like, "This
Yeah.
is the final season." And it went, "Oh well, it's not anymore. We're going to keep going."
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
the Big Bang Theory for me should have ended around about season 10.
Nah,
It's
don't
the-
agree.
Yeah.
It's the same with like say what's it Bob's Burgers. Now the later seasons aren't as good as what the early ones as well. Now, like, and if you watch the Bob's Burgers movie, it's not up there with the quality. I know they tried to do something different, but
Yeah.
it wasn't Bob's Burgers for me. That one.
I agree. It was just like a weird showcase of animation motion capture or something.
For me, like the likes of Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, and that kind of like animated stuff, it's background noise for me. So I don't really pay like too much attention to it. I don't agree with the Big Bang one. I thought that played out perfectly. How I Met Your Mother is a one for me
How
as
I
well.
Met Your Mother, I was going to say.
I genuinely
I
last
don't think
season.
that last season was needed.
I don't know. You're absolutely right. I don't think it was. They could have wrapped it up quite quickly, but I wasn't angry with how it went. I love the fact that he found his Lily. I just didn't like how his Lily died.
I feel like the last season kind of went, all right, he's met his Lily, but actually it was Robin all along.
Yeah, that was such
it
a
was
such a
it was
bad
a bit of a
taste for that
cop-out.
character. It really was because that character was perfect because that's all Ted was looking for throughout that whole series was his Lily, his version of Lily. And when he finally found her, it was like, oh well, she wasn't good enough anyway because it was always Robin. Like what a slap in the face.
Yeah. So just before we I know because say we're looking at the time, we could keep going on for hours and hours and hours, but I know Jake's got
Fuck Twitch.
Jake's got stuff to the plan. I do want to wrap it up, and I'd say with normally our podcast, I want to wrap it up with something positive as well. Again, I'm not trying to start a big discussion about it. Just each one of us can give your favorite ending to a TV show. Like, what show do you think ended what was right for you? I'll start it off. I loved the way they ended Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I thought it was the perfect ending. The show didn't overstay its welcome, and it kind of went naturally, and the way the plot points went, it made sense, and it was just done so well, and it killed us with that line at the end saying, where Holt saying, "I'm proud of you." That just broke us.
Son.
Yeah, but yes. So yes, that's mine. So Sam, do you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. Mine's the US version of The Office. You know, the better one of the Parks and Rec. I'm only joking. Good. Well, no, the US version of The Office, it ends perfectly. It's a long haul, but when you get to the last season and you've had that time jump and you've seen how far these people have come in the time, like from when it started to where we're at, it's just brilliant. You get a little bit of Michael Scott who left in season 7. I absolutely adore how that ends. I bawl my eyes out so much that I'm not going to see these again until I go back to season 1 and start all over again.
Cool. Goodwill.
The reimagined Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, very well. Grant.
Good place.
Very good shout. Brilliant shout. Very, very good. So underrated as well.
Yeah, it's a great show.
I'm really bad because I haven't watched the rest of The Good Place yet because I was so upset by the twist that happens at the end of season 1 that I couldn't get past it. because I kind of saw it coming from a mile off, and it kind of disappointed me. But then everyone's pointed out that it gets so much better, and it makes it work. But I still haven't sat down and watched it.
Cool. Graham,
I'll tell you who it is that Oh, sorry, mate.
That's fine.
Just going to say that last in it that plays Janet makes it. I can't remember the actress's name, but the last that plays Janet absolutely makes every other season. She's unbelievable.
Cool. Graham, what's yours?
It's kind of worrying because I'm talking about Trek a lot in this, but I'm going to say Next Gen. Like the last episode of Star Trek Next Generation is just the most perfect roundup of everything. It shows what the characters are doing in the future. It shows everything, and having Picard come in and play the poker game with people. And what's the last line? I think it's like, aces are wild and the sky's the limit. It just rounds off so well.
And the ride off into the sunset as well.
Yeah, you could have ended. You could have had another season on that. You could have had another season, but I would have always put that as the last episode. Like it's a really sentimental to me.
Cool, Adam.
For me, it's Breaking Bad.
Oh, lovely!
Like just that whole episode, and like I literally, when I first saw it, actually stood up and clapped at the telly.
Oh, bravo!
Amazing.
Yeah,
I like that touch.
Cool.
It was that good.
Martin.
I know they did Life on the Road, which was iffy, but for me, it's Chris. Why don't you just fuck off? And Tim and Dawn snogging at the end of The Office UK. Like, I still cheer for that. Yeah.
Cool.
It's just, yeah.
Very nice. Charlotte.
Mine's really predictable. Mine is Supernatural.
Cool.
It went on 5 or 6 seasons too long. It did, but I still probably would have ended it that way.
I think the ending was always there.
Pulled me eyes out for 45 minutes.
Yeah, very cool. Kelly.
This is where my nerdiness falls short. I really have a short attention span, so I haven't really watched full series. The only one I have watched is Buffy, and I thought that was a kind of wank. So
general or the ending?
The ending. Like I like. Anyway, so I'm gonna state in the finale that I haven't seen either, but I think it's my favourite, Neighbours, because it finished Neighbours.
Cool.
Oh, Kelly, I love you so much.
We'll go with Jake for next one.
Justice League Unlimited, which effectively ended Batman Beyond and the Batman the Animated TV series in one episode. And it ends on like the first scene of the first Batman the Animated episode, like a sort of recreation of the first scene, where like the guards say the same thing, and it's just kind of like a cool little nod to people who were there like at the start. Loved it.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Beth?
that's good.
Charm.
The original the ending.
That's very good.
That's one I've never finished.
Yeah, I lost interest.
I've never seen it. It's one of those ones on the list where there's too much of it to start.
Yeah.
And as Donna's taking a gobble.
I mean, Donna.
Tucky's just asked if he can answer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Well, come closer.
The ending of Merlin.
Right, the BBC one.
Where it's just like Arthur like passes on, and he's just like walking around as some kind of hermit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Gotta love a hermit.
Cool. Still got to get an answer from you, Donna.
You can't have Tuckies.
Well, you can have Tuckies, but you have to give your answer.
Well, I can't answer Merlin or Breaking Bad now, so. I don't know, I can't think of anything else.
Good, that's your answer. That's fine.
That's your answer. Cool.
You know what? I'm just going to say I actually really like the ending of Game of Thrones. So
cool. Controversial.
I'm on my own there, but I don't care.
It was fine by
still
me
got
as
that
well.
mute button, Paul.
I'm glad you said it.
Nobody can mute Donna. Donna owns us all. So don't.
Paul won't mute me. He likes me more than the Goonies, and I've got it in writing.
You bitch. You absolute bitch.
Do you want Barry's going to end the podcast instead?
Yes. And on that note, we are saying goodbye forever. But yes. So I know we've not living Jake much time, so thank you guys for everyone who's had the balls to come on. There's loads of people that do talk the talk, like behind the scenes, and say, how hard it is and how easy it is. You've realised tonight, like say, having this general conversation, it's not always easy to like organise and stuff and keep the thing, but it is always fun. We always have as much fun. So thank you so much for putting the effort in.
Thank you.
And everyone who keeps putting the effort in as well. It is always appreciated. That's me being nice, so fuck off. But yes, next week.
And thank you. Sorry, Paul, to interrupt you, but thank you to everyone who in the chat who stayed with us for the 2 hours. Thank you so much, as you do every Sunday when we go live. So thank you.
Are we showing pets off, are we?
Yes. There's the animals.
I got a cat.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
And there's the rat.
Oh, Gypsy.
Donna's going to kind of punch us in the face for calling
it.
I'll take it out on your animal.
Ruby.
Yes. But
mine's just snoring in the background.
So thank you for everyone to tune in. We are going to. Is it Among Us next, or is it Fallout Guys? Fall Guys? Which one we're playing next?
Among Us, isn't it?
Among Us.
Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Right. So cool. I think we're going to switch over to the Twitch channel. I know this Sunday's episode of the podcast, we are trying to talk Donna into returning because we're going to review Hocus Pocus, just with basically the new Hocus Pocus 2 coming out pretty much a few days after. So we're going to re-watch and to give our feelings on the original masterpiece that was Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
Then we are leading into the spooky season, so all the scary things, and we'll try and fit some fantastic movies there, because I think Kelly's following up after Donna this Sunday for making a grand return to talk all things about Nightmare on Elm Street and all the sequels.
Oh yes,
absolutely. And I'll see anyone who's playing ghosty shit at 8 o'clock tonight.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll be on that.
Remember, let's get our rave on.
Get on the Fall Guys, Sam. Super easy. It's on everything.
I'm coming on Fall Guys. I'm actually really good at it now. So.
Yeah.
I'll see you at 8 o'clock.
I have not, because it doesn't make a difference because I'm good whether I'm good or not.
Look at him.
Right.
Doesn't matter if anyone's watching.
We got a contender.
So same back time, same back channel, guys.
Stay nerdy, everyone. Bye.
Bye.